back in Star Citizen 3.1.4. Very good morning to you. And if you're in the US, you know, whatever. It's lovely here, and the rain is shining. So let's think on about the way that clouds might operate upon the inference that they have, implying, as they do, that things are grey. But we all know that silver's grey, isn't it? Anyway, the lining doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. What we have to ask ourselves is, what kind of day would make a duck stop quacking? That's what we need to answer. And the answer is probably not any kind of day would make a duck stop quacking, because that's what ducks do, isn't it? They quack. So without further ado, let's just dive in. What we're going to do today, a little bit of Star Citizen, as I said. It's episode 75. In a long series where I dip into the verse and just check it out, really. I mean, we're all sort of waiting with bated breath. Upon the release of 3.2. So, come on, Chris. He's busy in his bedroom right now. He's in his bedroom. There's paper everywhere. Building the ships out of paper mache. Come on, Chris, you can do it. Just keep licking and sticking. Right, here we go. We're going to jump in. There's the music. Oh, I've got a black screen now. I don't quite know what's going on. Hang on. Let me just let you into the secret. Okay, welcome to 3.1.4. Here we are. It all looks very dark. That's all I can say. I think there's probably been some sort of error. Usually there's a lovely little scene here, but not today. Not today, no sir. What kind of day is it? It could be the kind of day that makes a duck stop quacking. Let's just see, shall we? Oh, that's a little bit better, isn't it? Crusader, we always go for the best region in the west. Let's just see how long this takes. I've been having a few problems, nothing major, just slow frame rates really, but I mean, there's some optimizations coming. I've been playing also a little bit of No Man's Sky, just to get a different kind of feeling of a game that exists in a expansive game where you feel very much that you're part of an immense universe. I think this is the feeling that Star Citizen is going for, but also the persistent feeling. I think that well, it tends to persist really in No Man's Sky, in the sense that what happens in No Man's Sky stays in No Man's Sky. It's a bit like being on tour, the tour bus secrets, but you do what I'm saying is the massive difference that persistence makes. It's a massive difference. That's what I'm saying. I mean, when you feel like your actions will persist, the world comes alive. And I think no matter how much people talk about Star Citizen being a wonderful world as the buildings fall down, as much as they talk about that, I don't know, because there's no persistence, and it's sort of like the end of the world in Star Citizen. It's sort of like a sort of post 2008 crash, post Brexit, sort of like post apocalyptic feeling. You just sort of go, it doesn't matter what I do, it's all going to get wiped anyway. So I don't know, I think that's not helping Star Citizen. The feeling of being in the game is quite nihilistic, I think. Whereas No Man's Sky, there's much less emphasis on coat hangers and rails for safety, and just more emphasis on huge vistas of colour and organic shapes. But anyway, that's by the by. There's a difference in politics there, I think, in the outlook. I'm in pod 5. As I come out here, I look around, and I'm in pod 9, so I'm wrong by 4. Well, never mind. There's no shame. Hey, Peps! 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 Hey, Peps! 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 Hey! Peps! 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 What is it? Tell Big Benny's I'll be over in a minute. Grab, eat, and go. Just go, go, go. Let's run. Look at these frame rates. Oh, ugh. Another lost soul staring at the wall. It's deja vu, innit? This guy was here last time. We're not even going to talk about it. We always like to take a little bit of vitamin D with us before we go. Ah, that's better. Right, okay. Good. Come down here. No running in the hallway. Oh, yes, lovely. Now, I thought the ASS system, or ARS for short, was going to be much more rigorously restrictive. Nearly couldn't say that. Big Betty's on the terminal. What's going on? Right. Let's have a look in here. I'm not sure what happened to my cutlass. Did I have it? Did I not? I didn't have it, did I? Anyway, I'm taking the cutlass today. I need to take the cutlass. It's the most sort of versatile ship. Let's just pay the expedited fee again. This is something that irks me. Big charge of money every single time the game crashes, but never mind. I'm just going to run around in circles then for the next couple of minutes while I wait for my dinner to cook. I'm just going to make sure that all ships are spawned out. Let's just go through the list here and make sure they're all ready to fly. I think I've got a little bit of a cold coming on. So what sort of day is it that would make a duck stop quacking? That's all at the terrapin. We need to just file a little claim on 1953. I'd like to claim 1953. A very good year for me. I met my wife. She was working in the typing pool. I was merely a driver at that time. But I've worked my way up, my own hard graft, and rolled up my shirt sleeves and just got on with the business. She popped out 3 lovely little boys who are now all at university, and life's looking great. But I must say, I feel empty inside, and quite often at night you'll find me standing on the roof screaming. Apart from that, everything's fine. Ah! What does it all mean? Right, so anyway, let's just go over here. Let's have a look at the price of eggs, shall we? I often look at the price of eggs just before I put the gun in my mouth. Cutlass black. Cutlass black. There's not a lot that's working at the moment in the game, I have to say. So, right here, gold is 6. Scrap. Well, let's check out the price of gold. Why not? So here you can buy it for 6. Let's just log that in the old grey matter. Not the clouds and the silver lining, but the actual brain itself. Although some may say every brain has a silver lining. Every silver has a brainy cloud. Right, what are we doing here? 7 minutes? No, that's not what we want. We want the cutlass. 46 seconds till the cutlery arrives. Look at this poor sod. I know, mate. It's chronic, isn't it? I might have to get some body armour, actually. That might be a good idea. No, actually, I'm not. I'm just... Today, the plan is to shut down some comrades just to get a few pennies. But like I say, you know, the politics... What's the politics like? This world here, the grimy, gritty realism of it. The grey, angular shapes. The attention to detail. The acknowledgement of decay and entropy. The vastness of the kind of economy, the mundanity of the kind of toing and froing of economic exchange that is referenced constantly in Star Citizen, the decay of modules, the things like that. There's no... I consider this to be a kind of extrapolation of a kind of massive grinding economy in recession. That's what Star Citizen reminds me of. Whereas in No Man's Sky, I run around almost in a post-work haze, just thinking, well, there are resources everywhere, you just have to go and collect them, and then you can build what you want. It's like a sort of Marxist dream. But anyway, I you know, my relationship with nature is quite fraught in Star Citizen, whereas in No Man's Sky it's kind of like there's a kind of inexhaustibility to it, which I find, you know, probably a bit optimistic, but I mean, quite refreshing, really. I mean, it's the difference between a kind of like late 70s kind of outlook and a 2018 outlook, I suppose. I mean, who knows? Anyway, let's get the cutlery and stop waffling. What kind of day would make a duck stop quacking? Well, a huge economic crash, I would imagine. Right, retrieve that ship. The cutlery's on the way. Well, alright. Honestly, darling, I'm so tired of making these announcements that sometimes I hear my own voice played back to me in the headphones and I think, what am I doing? George, what are you doing? And then I just press the detonation button and it's all over. And that happens to me time and time again. Can we get through this door? Yeah, okay. There's my cutlass right out there on the pad. Let's go through the lock of airs and pretend that everything is fine. Now, I'm a very successful man. I mean, I go through the airlock every morning as usual. Nothing strange or startling about that. I press the button just like everybody else. I'm just an ordinary man going about my business, and I'm really quite successful. I own my own cutlass. I've got a fleet of ships, some of which are very desirable. And sometimes at night, when I'm clawing at my eyes to try and understand why I even can't stop crying, I wonder if it's all worth it. Silly, really, but I suppose, you know, I have the shotgun in the shed. It's always there, calling, George, George, put me in your mouth. I don't really understand it, Doctor. You have to help me. I'm happy. I'm just not happy. That's the kind of day that will make a duck stop quacking. Right, let's get in here and close the old waffle trumpet and move through the shump villa into the schizo mincer and just attach ourselves to the throne of error and hope that the crash monster doesn't come to get us. The crash monster. She lights up like a firework display on Easter morning. What? That's a very inappropriate time to have a firework display, I must say. I'm going to write to my MP, waking up the neighbours with my fireworks, just because I tried to commit suicide by strapping firecrackers to my scrotum. I realise now it was a grave error, in the sense that all that ensued was I blew my balls off. Right, come on. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Landing gear up.
Apparently the screams could be heard in Harrogate. Now then. It's a wonderful game. It's a wonderful world as the buildings fall down. Let's just... And you're falling in love with those you don't know. Right, there we are. Look at that as he drifts away. If you're ever in need of a dark, somber album with some incisive lyrics, you should check out David Sylvian's 9 Horses. Right, okay, let's carry on then. Carry on regardless. What kind of day can make a duck stop quacking? Right, now what we're going to do, we're going to take advantage of this mission system now because we're sort of sick of not using it. Absolutely sick of not doing it. So I'm going to start doing it. Right, beacons accepted, personal, general. It's in the personal one, isn't it? Under mercenary. Yeah, there we go. Array 306. Yeah. Let's give it a go, right? If the... Come on now, boys and girls, please don't do this to me. Oh, you naughty monkey. Right, okay, let's turn you off. Turn you back on again. It's this kind of stuff that you just think, where did these bugs come from? You know what I mean? All right, the simplest of things is it beyond us now, isn't it? I should have done this not in the ship, maybe. Let me just park up here. See if I can get out of this seat and do it here. See if I access the Moby while I'm standing here. Might be a bit easier. There we go. Right, so personal, then you go to mercenary, in the personary, and then we're going to accept this offer. Disable comrade link. Right, let's see if we can do that. Yeah? Let's go there now before the police arrive. Right, okay. We're doing piratical actions. I know, I'm well aware that my actions are to be frowned upon by polite society, but never stopped me before. Right, disable uplink. Yes, okay, can I go there? Is that, what, do I just fly there? What the hell, man? Alright, I have to do it in the Moby, don't I? Oh, the game. It's so realistic, it's boring. Disable uplink, there we go. And here we go, and go. I'm going to get grief here, so I'm not very good at dogfighting. Especially not at 23 frames per second. Quick look at the old ship there. She's beautiful, beautiful. Right. Let's get to the uplink.
Quantum drive is now off.
Come on, let's get there quick. The quicker we can get there, the better. Space break, I just don't ever use it. Now it's been a long while since I've done this. This is like the old days. My goodness me. This is literally just like the old days. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Right. Now obviously I'm not going to get any grief until I've done the deed, so let's just hope that the deed doesn't cause too much bother. Right. Let's hop out here. Should give me a very decent ability. Guns up, you never know. I've got a very low frame rate here, I don't like that very much. God, this brings back memoirs, doesn't it? Look at this. I remember I used to travel quite often into the Comores, crawling through the tube like a slug in an old pipe. It used to make me feel quite cosy when I got inside, although quite often it was difficult to find the terminal. I tended to go the wrong way and then have to circle around like some sort of wasp around a discarded orange peel. Till I realized that there's nothing wrong with that. Wasp is merely going about its business, a very successful wasp, having built several hives, and have, you know, several hundred offspring, all at university, doing very, very well, and the wasp is actually a very, very successful wasp. Unfortunately, at night, the wasp often has dark thoughts of suicidal tendencies. Right, let's just power this.
Powering down.
540? Are you joking? Are you joking? I guess it's not joking, is it? Let's get out of there now. Quick, smart. Don't clip me through the walls, just let me out. There we go. And happy is the nappy. Right, let's get over there, quick, smart, before the cops get here. Yeah, I can hear them already. I'm in big doo-doo now. Let's just get through here, put the gun away, and let's just hop in and hope for the best. Let's try and get out of here before we get into any bother. 540? I thought I was going to get more than that. this now? Dennis Weissbaum. This is what I don't need. Is it chaff? This? Chaff? Let's just get out of there, come on. What you should do is, just check the rear view. Alright, so that's not a bother, but I didn't get as much as I thought I was going to get there. Maybe you get extra money for killing off the security as well, do you? Let me just check the old Moby here, see what's going on. I don't like this view, it's just irritating. Right, well, I can't read that. Just, oh man, what are they doing? So funny on the road map. Oh, improving the usability of the AVM and the BOD. Animal terrapin. Okay, fair enough. Right, well I'm just going to get out of here, what the hell. And then let's go to, where are we going to go next? Let's just go to Yella. No, let's go to Daymar for now, until we figure out what we're going to do. Alright people, well that was exciting, wasn't it? In a kind of dull kind of way. I thought you'd get more than that. I was told you get over 1,000 for doing that shutdown, but maybe you have to kill the thing as well. Kill the thing. Don't forget to kill the thing. I killed the thing once. It was the finest day of my life. Ever since then, I've been feeling slightly lost and worried inside. I can't quite put my finger on it. I take the prescribed drugs, but they just make me feel dopey. My wife talks to me when I can. I really barely answer. I just sort of zone out while she's talking to me. I don't really know. Then I go into the shed and weep copiously. Right. Let me just go back to 1953 when everything was rosy. What I'm going to do now is ease off on the juice, hop out the chair, take a long hard look at myself, as anyone should do in this day and age. Come on, frames, there we are. Look at the beautiful beige planet circling above my brain like a cloud of miasmic thoughts waiting to plummet into the blackness that is 1953. Yeah, what am I doing? Oh, I'm doing this. Moby. Give me my Moby. Beacons, history, yeah, history, how about that, history? Disable, yeah. Alright, that's cool then, that was nice, very nice. Let's have a look at a personal situation. Disarray. Comrade 275. Right, let's go and do that one now. No worries. Where is it? There it is. Come on. Let me plug my jug into that. Why won't you let me? What the hell's going on here, man? Right, I'm on Daymar. Okay, it won't work, it won't work, it won't work. Can I go here? Okay, the Moby's not really working for me. Let's just go and stand over here in the hallway and see if it's any better. I mean, I have no idea why that would make a difference. It's not very scientific, is it? But we can only dream. There we go. I can't seem to select anything. I'm at Daymar. I should be able to go wherever I want with this cockamamie system. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be working. Can I gamer itself. I go to Cobalex. Can I Eckers like? Can you Eckers like? Well, people, that seems about the size of it for me. I can't go anywhere. I can't be bothered to try and fix it. Let's just take a look at myself, long hard look at myself, and try to figure out why. Why have I suddenly turned into a spaceman who blinks intermittently? I mean, I try my best. You know what I mean? But anyway, look, I'm not complaining. 3.2's on the way. It's all very exciting. It's all very exciting, and you know, the twitching, you know, is something that happens to me when they get frame rates like this, and when my Mobi doesn't work, it's caused me to have a sort of neuralgic reaction. So you know, that's just how it is. My twitching face will be the epitaph for this episode. I'm hoping that gameplay and missions and all these kind of things will be tweaked and become a little bit more fun to do in the upcoming patch. It's not long to go now, only a couple of weeks, I think. If they're on schedule, they might not be, of course. But they hit the last deadline, so here's hoping. You know, Chris is a man of his word, you know. And let's just hope that it all goes swimmingly, because the game, it's got so much potential. It just, as I was saying before, once that persistence feeling is there, once you know that there's not going to be this, well, oh, go find another player and talk to them. Amox CS says, go find another player and talk to them. Go find another player and talk to them. What does he mean by that? What does he mean? Does he mean that me talking to myself is just a hideous noise, and this could be the day that makes a duck stop quacking? Is that what you're trying to say? That this day is the day that makes a duck stop quacking, and the only way to stop a duck from quacking is to go find another player and talk to them. So 2 ducks quacking is better than, what is the sound of 1 duck quacking? Now that, my friends, is a Zen question, and I thank Amox CS for that. You know what I mean? That Zen cone that he has thrown into the mix. What's the sound of 1 duck quacking? Well, you know, it's the sound of nothing, isn't it? 1 duck quacking is the sound of nothing. And then here we are. Well, look, the game doesn't work, so you know, he's probably right. We should just do sort of inter-gameplay. Well, I'll try and hook up with my buddies and maybe play in the game a little bit more cooperatively. But it's been hellish with the frame rates and such to try to do that recently. Actually, it's not actually that easy. In 3.2 they have a much more better grouping system, is what they're hoping for. So I appreciate your comments, Amox. Thanks very much for stopping by, taking the time to make that comment. I appreciate it. I'm not sure if you meant it maliciously or not, but who knows? I'm left with a twitching lip. That's all I can say. So ladies and germs, thank you very much for watching. I bid you a wonderful day, and this has been Star Citizen 3.1.4. Steady the twitch. What's the sound of 1 duck quacking?